June, Grumpy Old Gay's cooking episode.
Hey!
We're back in the kitchen, partly because our last 2 cooking episodes have been so popular, and you said, "Can we do another one?" So
Three. We've done 3. This is our 4th.
Is it?
Our 4th
I lose
cooking. And I think the reason why it's quite so popular is because we're focusing on weight loss food, and we're talking about the Slimming World recipes, and
totally.
they've gone down really well. Mainly because we both follow the Slimming World thing to keep nice and trim.
You're slightly trimmer than I am at the moment.
And I thought we would do something a little bit different because the last 3 we've followed recipes from the books. I thought this time we would
something
just
simple,
something really simple on a budget, and we would just throw it all together in an air fryer because they're very popular at the moment. And
have been for several years.
And have been for several years. But people are saying, our experiences of other people doing Slimming World is that it's when it's easy, it's easy. When it's difficult, it becomes impossible.
You just don't do it.
So you do it. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So we thought, okay, in the simplest of ways, here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients.
All right.
That will all go into the air fryer at the same time and
Interesting.
cook.
So we've got.
It's
a chicken-based thing. So it's basically chicken wraps, is what we're doing.
It's chicken wraps, and we've got some little sweet gem lettuce reduced.
Now you're not going to cook that, are you?
No, we're not going to cook that, but we're going to.
That's going to be raw. Okay,
it's going to go. We've got some mushrooms. They're going to get cooked. We've got some tomatoes. They're going to get cooked. Some peppers. Nice. They're going to get cooked. We're going to burn some. We're going to burn some sweet corn.
Is that all in the air fryer?
All in the air fryer. Okay. And the new product that's just recently come out is the Slimming World Hi-Fi wraps.
Now, I haven't tried these, but everyone raves about them. Everyone says they're really good.
I have tried them. They are 1.5 times bigger than most of the other ones in the supermarket. Okay. So as part of the plan, they work. You can have an amount of those every day. If you want to know more, go and join a group.
Do you want me to chop some peppers? Is that a good idea?
That would be good, yeah.
I'll grab a chopping board from over here.
It doesn't really... Oh, that's okay. That's all right. It's all part of it.
Disaster averted.
We've got to have a blooper in every episode. Peppers are great filling power. You can cut them into shreds. You can cut some into half of each one into shreds for me, and half of them into like that. That'd be lovely. Yeah. Because we can put them all in, and they'll get charred in the air fryer. Yeah. You don't need to do any prepping on those.
Don't be afraid if Margot runs in because she loves vegetables.
Ah, okay.
Absolutely
we'll
loves
pass them
vegetables.
on to Margot. Margot's the hound of the house. And we'll pass them on. So
I don't think she's ever been called a hound before.
The chicken we've got, again, because we said we're going to do this on a budget, is literally these barbecue chicken skewers from Iceland.
I've been really impressed by these, Marky. Do you know what? Because they're pre-cooked, so in fact you're only heating them up. You're defrosting and heating them up.
You don't even have to cook.
You don't even have to cook. Yeah. So you don't need to worry about cooking chicken all the way through because they're already cooked all the way through.
Cooked. So you could just defrost them.
Yeah.
They could be good as a packed lunch.
Yeah,
they could be done with some rice, some sweet corn, some not tuna, some the kind of things that you put.
Don't do it with tuna.
You can do. It won't make a difference. But
it would just taste awful.
On the sin values, which is what Slimming World works with, they're very, very, very low.
Good.
So I'm not going to go into numbers because that's
nobody cares about numbers. Exactly.
Even if you don't follow Slimming World, if you follow this recipe, you'll eat healthily. Yeah. So we're gonna put those in. They're 10 minutes in the air fryer.
Okay.
10 minutes. Getting home late at night, out of the freezer, from frozen. 10 minutes in the air fryer with everything else going in there with it.
Yeah,
it's an easy meal. Meal. If you were to defrost them, I'd probably put them in the fridge before you go to work. When you come home, they'll be defrosted, and you can put them in a salad, put them in a lunch bowl. Can you
microwave them? Once they've been defrosted, could you microwave them?
You wouldn't get the best texture from microwave chicken. Do you mean to microwave them to defrost them?
No. I mean once they've been defrosted in your fridge when you come back from work.
With chicken, if you were gonna, because this is technically reheating chicken.
Yeah.
It's already been cooked. With reheating chicken, you want to do it on a very, very low temperature in the microwave. So almost 30% defrost. Is heat enough for chicken.
Margot's here for the peppers.
You heard the peppers.
There you go, baby.
And if you could chop up maybe half a dozen of those into halves. The mushrooms, they look a bit dirty, but that's because they're brown.
They're grown in dirt.
No, that's not because they have been washed. my simple hack with this is...
Hang on, did you say they have been washed?
They've been
I
washed.
never wash mushrooms.
No, but they have been.
Okay.
They have been. But they've been washed by the supermarket.
Oh, have they?
So I wouldn't spend any time. I wouldn't put these in the air fryer because that will dry them out,
Yep.
and then they go all wrinkly.
Yep.
I would just put these.
Bit like me.
I would just put these into the microwave
Yep.
in like a Chinese Tupperware box. I think you've got plenty of them
At the bottom, yeah.
So no lid. Just put them in the microwave. In fact, I'll do it now. Put them in there.
I've never heard of microwaving mushrooms before.
And that many mushrooms, 2, 4, 6, 8 mushrooms, I'd probably microwave those for about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. That would be enough. The moisture then will be retained. They'll be nice.
Do we need to put a lid on that as well? Or
Just put them in there as they are. You can sprinkle some seasoning over the top of it. In my stash, things like you could put some Nando seasoning on there. Seasoning.
I mean, I have some if you want.
Yeah, wonderful. We can put that on there with them as well. That'll keep the flavour.
I've got the garlic and herb one.
Garlic and herb.
If you fancy.
Yeah, wonderful. Why not? Yeah, I like garlic and I like herb, so I shall like garlic and herb.
Garlic herb.
Herb. That's an old Victoria wood saying.
Yes.
So I'm just going to put them straight in. Just going to put them straight.
Are you going to use it? Yeah, we might as well use the big. We don't need the silicone things really.
Save for the washing up. Okay, so you're just going to put
Might
them
as
straight in. Okay, right.
Then I'll put that in the dishwasher.
So let's keep the shreds for
the wraps.
Up.
So they're raw.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll put those in. We'll just line them along the bottom, so we can cook the skins downwards.
Talking of washing mushrooms, we did actually wash our hands before the episode as well.
We really did.
Because somebody always asks.
So let's put some of these.
Tomatoes in there too?
Tomatoes in there too, yeah. Let's put those in there.
Okie dokie. You'll know it's not the most stable thing for the air fryer, so it's just tilting back a bit. But don't worry, we have tested it.
We have tested it. So we've got 4 of those in there. Let's put 2 more. So we've got 3 each.
Yummy.
Because they are enormous. They are enormous.
Yeah. But beautiful.
But the reason why we've chosen these is because of the flavour and the low sin values, which means that you can either have more of them or a better way.
Are we putting the sweet corn on top of that?
I would put that on top of that. Yeah, absolutely.
The nice thing about an air fryer is you can just pile it all in as well.
Without the plastic.
We're not just talking about food, though. We are actually being grumpy about something else as well
what
today.
What should we talk about?
Well, I've got a few props for us.
Okay.
Because one of these now costs nearly £1. Oh. They call this a bag for life.
I didn't know that.
Oh, God, yeah, absolutely. So these are really quite expensive now, and you take them off. I do know some people that just take them off and don't pay for them. That's naughty. But what?
Maybe I have.
So these are. Go on.
Can I get you to switch that on because it's your air fryer? You know how it works. Yeah, Mark's talking about these ones, and these are the ones that I buy. And I thought these were about £1.
It's literally not doing anything. There we go.
These are
what temperature and how long?
180 to 200.
185?
185,
For how long?
I would say for 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
And we can review
There we go.
it. Yeah.
Of course, it says preheat, but we've already put the stuff in. So when it gets to the end of preheating, you have to open the lid and under it as well.
So you're used to buying those?
Well, no, I've got a whole different story about this.
Welcome to Plastic Bag Week.
Plastic Bag Gate. Now that, I know you're really pissed off because that is not a bag for life.
I found this out by accident. I was using some of these to carry some stuff from work. Admittedly, it was a bit heavy, but nothing more than a bag.
Did you rip the handle?
Nothing more than a bag of shopping. But no, actually, I can't remember whether it was the handle or whether it was down one of the seams.
Yep.
I think it was that seam
we've all seen that. Yeah.
And I thought, do you know what? They're quite expensive to buy for a bag.
Yeah, they're about £1.35, aren't they?
So next time I go to, it was Asda. It wasn't. This one's little, but it was Asda. And I took it in and I said to the woman, "Can I swap this for another bag?" And she went, "Absolutely not." That was absolutely not. And I went, "Why?" She said, "It's not a bag for." I went, "It is a bag for life. It's like £1.
Surely it is.
And she went, "No." And her actual words were, "These are bags for life."
And those are
and those were 65p.
Yeah.
And these ones, £1.50, are not. So you telling me I've spent more than twice on a sturdier bag that should last longer than that,
and doesn't.
And you're willing to you're willing to replace that as many times as I want for 65p.
Yeah.
But the one that should be lasting a lifetime.
Yeah.
And she went, that's the rules. There's the rules.
There's the rules.
So I walked out there quite indignant with my broken bag.
Did you flounce out?
Flounce out,
minced out of the supermarket.
I was going to say.
But here's the worst thing, Marky. This is Aldi's new version of that. They claim it's sturdier.
So you can't buy those?
No, not in Aldi. They claim it's sturdier. It's not. This is just plastic. There's no way that is sturdier than that. No way.
Sainsbury's were giving those away in the 90s.
Weren't they?
They were giving them away.
But same price as those ones used to be.
But are they claiming that's a bag for life?
No.
No. So the other thing about these bag for lives is
bag for lives or bags for life?
Bags for life. Is that you end up with, and I pretty much guarantee everyone will have a cupboard, a drawer, a part in the house, somewhere in the house,
or the boot of the car,
or the boot of the car. Yep. Well, the boot of the car is not so bad because at least then you got them and you go shopping. But we keep going and we keep buying more,
and they know that.
And when it was these ones, you say, well, at least I can use them as a bin liner.
Yeah. So that's saying add food, but we've added the food already. So I'm just going to open it, pretend we're adding the food.
We've added food,
and then pop it back in.
So everyone's got like an absolute hoard of these bags. We're supposed to be cutting back on plastic.
Well, the other thing about it is these can really go, and they go in a much smaller place in your cupboard or your drawer.
Yeah.
So we've all got rather than those ones. Exactly right.
But the amount of people I see buying bags, whatever the reason the government bought it in to save the environment, to save the world.
But that 15 pence was supposed to go to those charities towards the saving the planet thing. Suddenly they're a quid,
it's not going
and all of that money is going to Aldi, or Lidl, or Asda, or Tesco, whoever. They're all as bad as each other.
It's not going nowhere. It's just.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, that's another phrase that I hate. They're all as bad as each other. People say it about politicians, and it's just not true. They're not all as bad as each other.
No, some of them are worse.
No, it's just that people can't be asked to find out. That's the thing. Yeah. So it's one of those things. Yes, I don't think they are necessarily all as bad as each other. We say it though, don't we? We say it. So every shop's got its own brand of bags. Everyone's got their own brand. Why can't there be just one policy on bags? Yes.
Why can't there be one fixed price on bags? There's no reason for one supermarket.
So you know, Iceland also do paper bags.
Yes.
The paper one. I like that because America has done paper bags since the 1980s.
No, 70s.
Yeah.
70s.
But the bottom line is, why haven't we ever done that?
We did. Sainsbury's in the 70s.
Because your dad worked for Sainsbury's in the 70s.
My dad was a Sainsbury's manager. Sainsbury's in the 1970s had those big, what I call Primark grey bags.
Yes, and Primark is the other big example of people that use paper bags.
But they're phasing them out now.
Oh,
Primark are charging for carry bags.
That's outrageous.
But Sainsbury's used to. They were phased out because plastic was cheaper for them to produce in the 70s.
Which is outrageous, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But, you know, well, so what do you think about plastic bags? We'd love to hear your comments. We always love to read your comments. We read them all. We try and reply to them. And we're also putting them together for another show when we do another comment show. So if you want to make a comment on this, just comment below. Don't forget to like the video as well. And if you'd subscribe, that would be quite helpful too.
And if you've got a particular recipe that you want us to make healthy, let us know.
Oh, so if you like something, but we can create a healthy version of it, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like that.
Do it. Yeah, I mean, and somebody's going to try and challenge us and say, I don't know, burger and chips. We'll do it. We'll do it.
I like the burger and chips recipe that is Slimming Well friendly, because I have that quite a lot.
There are many.
Yep.
There are many. So
exactly.
we will do
there's a beep. There's a beep. What's the beep?
We just had to check some things because we had a beep. Yeah. We had a beep there for a minute, but we're okay. We're okay. We're back in the room.
We thought the beep was going to go, but it was all right in the end. It's absolutely fine.
So the carrier bag saga goes on because it's supposed to save the planet. I think we're using more money. We're spending more money on bags. We've got more bags at home than because if we used to.
But we never used to spend money on them.
They
used to be free.
Absolutely, yeah. And they had a dual purpose because we would then use them as bin bags.
Yes.
And now we're hoarding them because we don't want to. They cost us money. And then you got the ones that you get in
hang on a minute. you just mentioned bin bags. Aren't bin bags, unless you buy the industrial kind of super strength one, they're thinner than they've ever been. You fill up your bin, you tie it up, and it's like you take it out and it's like, oh God, there's a hole in it.
Yeah, there really is. Yeah, there's a hole in it. And not just a hole in it, but the liquid does pinholes in it.
Yeah.
But then you get those carry bags that are even thinner than this. They're almost like that really thin plastic that you get in your compost bin carry bags. Co-op.
I genuinely thought he was going to say condom then.
No. I think thinner than that.
Really? But they're quite strong.
The co-op, if everyone's been to the co-op and picked up a 20p, what I call a 20p bag.
Oh, yeah, like the compostable. I understand. Yeah, exactly right. But they don't last long, do they?
Well, sometimes they don't even last before you get home. They start to biodegrade before you go out of the car.
If you've got wet stuff or cold stuff, absolutely. The other thing about the co-op is everyone else has got a great reward system, points or club card points or whatever it happens to be. The co-op has got 4 different ones around the country that I know of. So that it's because the co-op's owned by 4 different main companies, and it's called the co-op, but they're different companies.
Yeah.
And so this card won't work in this one, and this one won't work in this one, which is fine if you live in one area. But if you do travel around, that's a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah. Sorry. That was my fingers going in there. I was just moving the corner of the cobs
and then licking them. No double dipping now.
No double dipping. Just going to turn the temperature up just a little bit on that. Because
I was going to say, because I know where your fingers have been, but it's like, fortunately I don't.
They have been washed. They're scrupulously clean.
Till you licked them just then.
Well, I'll wash them again in a moment. So these new wraps have gone down very well if you can get them in your slimming world, in your Iceland, because they're only available at Iceland.
Right.
But what's really neat about these?
They've done a clever opening system.
They've done a very clever opening system and reseal it.
Yeah,
and you can reseal them.
Because the trouble is, everything like that, and pita bread as well, goes stale so quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah. So they put a childproof lock on it, which means adults can't get into them.
Yeah.
And it's quite a sturdy one.
It is.
And it reseals very well. But I'm just going to take one out, and I will fill it with food later on. I'm not going to waste it. But they are huge.
Good.
These are quite versatile because these can make great pizza bases.
Yeah. Oh,
they'll
that's
make
a good
sandwiches.
idea.
You can
yes.
wrap it.
I like wrap sandwiches. Yeah.
It's just remarkable. So you could do so many things with them. Okay. And they're at the moment, I'm not sure how long the offer is on for. 3 packs for £3.
I don't care. That sounds like an advert for Iceland, and they aren't sponsoring us. So
Iceland, if you want to sponsor us, you can sponsor us.
Still waiting for the Costa sponsorship.
Yeah, we're still waiting for, we're still pimping ourselves out there.
We're over a year old, and it still hasn't happened yet.
Costa, what are you doing?
Have you noticed? By the way, if you watch us regularly, have you noticed that we're both doing a whole bunch of shorts as well? So on YouTube, there's lots of grumpy content. Not that kind of shorts, short videos, like daily short videos of things that just cross our minds and go.
But there's so many things that make us grumpy that we thought we would
we want to grab them each day. Yeah.
So you're
Here are 4 things that make me grumpy: lemons, flowers, lawnmowers, peppers. They don't really make me grumpy, but it was 4 things that I spotted. Lawnmowers.
Oh, I love lawnmowers. I love peppers. Actually, I love all 4 of those.
This neighbour with his lawnmower all the time. All the time. It's noisy.
He's only got a postage stamp to cut.
I know.
Well, let's talk about lemons. We did a short a couple of days ago, didn't we?
We did. Shall I get it? Wait here.
So we went to the range. We went to Iceland. And they had these giant lemon tables. So of course we had to get one each. So absolutely.
It's fiberglass. It's sturdy.
It's sturdy. So you might have seen the shot. We only went to get a bottle of vodka.
We literally went out to get a bottle of vodka. 5 bags of shopping later.
We wanted it for the jelly. We come back with 5 bags of shopping, and so this is.
Go on then.
You can see just how easy this is. It's just all gone in. Yes. Anyone would think I'm selling air fryers, but literally that's all gone in.
I used to sell that one.
That is, you're getting home from work. Put it all in there.
Yep.
This has taken so far about 9 minutes. Go and get yourself out in your uniform. Go and have a quick shower. It's all cooking.
I don't wear a uniform.
Or whatever. You've got to do what you can. But everyone says, I haven't got time to cook and I get up.
Because you do.
You're not. But you're not cooking. You're just putting it in there and watching.
Yeah.
It's the same as if you put a frozen meal in the
microwave
oven or in the microwave. You're not cooking. It's doing the cooking for you. All you got to do is you could do the chopping before you go to work.
Yeah.
So far, I've costed this out. This meal is costing us around about £1.95 per head, £2 a head.
Alexa, switch off downstairs. I know it came on behind you, and I didn't want it to.
Let there be light.
But exactly. You don't need to be backlit at your age.
I do.
Actually, probably just backlit, so it's all in dark. Yeah, good point.
Like a silhouette from the news in the 70s. So this has cost about £2 a head.
Yep.
This is budget. This is quick. This is easy.
But it's also healthy.
And I think what we'll do is we'll cut and come back when it's finished.
Yeah, good idea. I really can't wait for this.
Okay. So we're there. We're just going to dish this up onto... We're not going to make up the wraps. We're just going to dish it up so you can see. So
I'll put a bit of pepper on there. Oh, yum.
Yeah.
Did you get a face full of steam then?
But how lovely there was that. And you've got some tongs.
Yes, tongs here. There you go.
Tong.
Tong.
So, just to remind you, we have got corn on the cob, one each.
Nice.
That'll be nice. There we go. We've got some skewers, different skewers.
I tend to take the chicken off the skewers the moment it hits my plate.
We can do that. We can do that each, yeah.
And cooked peppers as well, yummy.
There we go. And then we've got some peppers,
nice.
Peppers and tomatoes that have been marinating in the sauce from the...
Beautiful.
Do you know what? We might not even want to make them into wraps. You could just let the eat the food into sauces. So let me just get that finished dishing up, and then I'm going to take this camera
and show us the actual picture. Yes, because we've worked out if we don't do that, you don't get a finished picture until we've finished eating, and it's like, oh, we forgot to take a picture of our food. The one most important thing that you want to hear.
So this wasn't an official recipe. This wasn't anything scientific. It was just us showing you just how easy sometimes it is to put something together. And I'm just going to quickly grab you over here.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you exactly. I'll talk to you over there. I'm going to show you quickly.
Good thinking.
There's our food.
Nice.
There's our food. We're going to sit down and eat it. And we'll see you next week.
Yay!